everybody, Susan LaCroix, demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I want to show you a technique. I haven't done this one in a while, but the stamp set just screamed it at me. So it's called no line stamping, no line coloring. I guess I'm not really sure of the name of the technique, but it's kind of fun. So what you want to do is you want to take a line art stamp. So the one I'm using is You're Inspiring, and it is a line art stamp. But we're going to stamp it in a very light color of ink, and then I'm using the blender pens to color it so it will look like there's absolutely no lines, and it looks like you just freehand watercolored it. So how we're going to do that is we're going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock. We're going to take the image and some Sahara sand, or really any really light ink. I've just been using this one, and it's going to be hard to see on camera, so I'm going to stamp this and get my ink on here really well. And then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp it on my Whisper White cardstock. I always kind of let my stamp stay on there. So, all right. So I'm hoping that the camera will focus in so you can see it. If you can't, I promise you the image is there. Okay, now we're going to take some Stampin' Blends, and I actually started one earlier just so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me color. So I took my lightest Old Olive, and I'm using the fine tip side. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do an outline of the image, and then just fill it in lightly. And there's this little bud up here. And then there's this leaf right here. So I think I pretty much have all the leaves done now. And then I'm going to take the my lightest daffodil. Again, I'm using the fine tip on this one, and I'm going to color in my little bud. Again, I'm just going to go do the outline, and then on the daffodil I'm doing each leaf and then filling it in. So I'm doing the outline, filling it in. Then I'll take my darker daffodil and come in and do a little bit of shading. Let me just kind of fill that in a little bit. Take my dark tip. You can kind of see the difference with the two flowers, so that's the same kind of look you're going to want to get on here. So I'm just kind of coloring in some of the lines of the petals and the leaves and the center. Do a little bit around the outside, maybe a little bit on the bud. And then come back in with my light daffodil, and I'm going to use the brush tip this time and try to do a little burnishing to try to get the shading. And I found with the alcohol markers, especially with this technique, it seems most obvious to me anyway, that over time, even when you're done and you've stopped working on the project, the colors seem to soften and blend, continue to blend a little bit into the paper. So when you get it the way you like it, there we go. Then we're ready to move on to the next step. And so what I did was I took it over to my Big Shot, and I die cut it out, and I die cut out an Old Olive scallop circle as well, and then adhered them. And so then the next step is going to be to bring in our cardstock here. So we'll put our base up there. And I'm going to stamp my greeting in the corner, and this is a Mother's Day, so it says, "Because of you, I am me. Happy Mother's Day." And because I don't put the labels on mine, I just want to make sure. Yep, okay. I don't have it upside down. So I'm just going to put that in the corner here. We'll set that aside for a minute and just take our little accent piece and our Daffodil Classic ink. And this is from Touches of Texture. So I just want this image here just to add a little interest to my stamp. So I'm just going to stamp some of these little speckly dots on here. There we go. All right. Bring our white card base down. Bring our snail in. Or fast fuse. I brought them both over, and this is the one I grabbed. So we're going to put this up here. Maybe I don't want it right smack dab in the middle. Snail this onto our card base. And I would put a white on the inside too to do my message. And then take some Stampin' Dimensionals for the back of our flower. So really, just about any line art image will work for this technique. I learned this in Denver for your dimensional. Stick your nail in it and the backings peel off real quick. It was really warm. The supplies had been brought up from Salt Lake City and people were having a hard time getting their dimensionals off. There we go. And so we're just going to stick this on here and we have a card. Mother's Day. Isn't that fun? So you can see how over time these colors just soften and blend. I think it's just really pretty. So I hope this is a new technique for you, if you know, and you try it out and let me know how you like it. If you need any help with this technique, but make sure to get a hold of me. I'll be happy to help you. You can go to my web store, my online store on my website, and place an order if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with currently. And so if you do need a demonstrator, I'd be happy to help you. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping.